Welcome to Weeks Ahead AI, where business owners learn how to use AI to save time, cut costs, and stay weeks ahead.
Welcome back to Weeks Ahead AI. Looking forward to another great discussion today. We are talking about just ways, as normal, ways that we can help real business owners and ways we've found to help ourselves in the businesses we have in making progress, driving efficiency, and profitability using AI. So we're talking about one of our favorite tools today, the Plaud. I've got it right here. So this
original exposure to AI.
That's right.
Here, right?
Call mine Rodney.
Why do you call it Rodney?
Because the great Rodney introduced us to the Plaud.
That is true.
And Terry has a reward for Rodney if he's watching this podcast within 6 days. So if by September 4th he's seen this,
Rodney
gets $5,000 from Terry.
I did not say $5,000. I said 100.
That may
$100, Rodney, if you listen and you call me.
And not any Rodney. It's there's only one Rodney that can cash that in.
He knows who he is.
But you can find Terry at terry@weeksahead.ai.
Hopefully we've got about 72 Rodneys listening. They're all going to be emailing you. Well, this little guy right here really has changed the way that we work and really has helped us all in different ways. I get people asking me, well, how are you using AI? And of course the LLMs, and we talked about some of that and some things that we talked about last week when Terry was out in the BVI and Jeff was on with us. But this little guy right here is in daily use for me, and I know for you guys as well. So we're gonna jump into that and talk about why it's great, some real life examples, how we use it, how we feel like other business owners can use it. So why don't we maybe start with you? Just kind of, what is this thing? What is the Plaud?
Well, it's essentially just an amazing recorder. So you've all used your phone to record stuff before, to record audio, and you get a lot of background noise, especially a lot of the apps that claim to be an AI recorder that are just native within your iPhone. They don't really work that well, especially if there's any sort of noise. It works great in a meeting setting, but as soon as you get out of that, it kind of dissipates. And so and they've got one that you can wear on your wrist. I think one you can wear around your neck too, but I haven't really seen those take on. Like, I haven't seen many people using them.
Right.
But it's a magnet. It's a magnet just straight on the back of your phone, hit the button and it'll record for you. And it's amazing. It's pretty powerful battery. And then it comes with a ton of recording that Terry will talk about here in a minute. But essentially, I don't use paper anymore. I don't have a notebook. I don't know why you do, because I know you never look at it anymore. But I used to have a stack of 6-7 notebooks at all times, and I would go try to find my chicken scratch, and it never really worked. I went to the iPad a few years ago. It was great. The Plaud just remembers everything. It is a really amazing tool. And
how long have you been using this?
About 9 months.
Okay. Same for
yeah,
you.
about the same,
we all got them about the same time.
And I feel naked without it.
Mm-hmm.
I have literally gotten to my office, turned around, driven home to get it. So it becomes that
like
important.
How many
like
times,
forgetting
Terry?
your phone.
How many times have you done that?
Yeah, more than I care to admit, for sure.
Yeah, it is great. Okay, so what do you think, Terry? Why is it so nice? Why is it so handy here?
The list is long, but the first is just ease of use, and it is super simple. Mm-hmm. It's got one button. You press and hold the button for about 1 second, and you're ready to go. So I'd say that's number one. Number two is just it's inexpensive. They're about, I think when I got mine, they were like $139. They're today $159, and with that you get 300 minutes a month, which sounded like a lot initially for me.
Till 2 days in.
And then literally a week in, I'm realizing the number of use cases for this. And so you can buy. There's a variety of plans, but I ultimately just paid $239 for a year. I get unlimited minutes, and so no use restrictions. The third thing for me is just the instant transcription, summarization, and you have the ability as the user to select which AI model it uses as its brain to summarize your conversations, and then you can also select the template, the summary template that it uses, and there are infinity number, and really, if you think about what do you mean by your summary template? Well, what that is really, if you think about it as a way to just organize the thoughts. And so there's a legal summary. There's I think some of the ones, construction punch list, a lecture, a job interview, a call note, or just a reasoning autopilot, which happens to be the one I use most frequently.
Right.
And it's your way of telling it, this is how I want you to summarize the conversation. And it's really, really good.
And you select that afterwards.
You select that after you record. And in fact, if you decide that you don't like the summary that it came up with, you just re-summarize it. So
into a different format.
Different type of template. The other thing I like about it is it's small. As Mitch said, it just clips to the back of your phone. It's about the size of a credit card. So you can have it with you really anywhere you go. It's not cumbersome. I've just stuck it in my back pocket before. I've had it attached to my phone. So it's super portable.
It works on a job site, right?
Absolutely. And I've tried it because one of the times I did leave my Plaud at home and I was caught in a situation where I didn't have it, and I used the native recorder on my iPhone, and you can definitely tell a lot of difference.
Right.
It has a harder time transcribing.
Yeah.
And so I just noticed more mistakes in the one that I had recorded natively on my iPhone. So it's really, really good. Admittedly, I know there are competing products that I haven't tried.
Right.
But compared to your just native iPhone app, it's night and day.
I saw one of those products this weekend and thought about buying it only for the reason that you can actually. So one limitation that we've found is it's not working with your Bluetooth AirPods, basically, right?
Yep.
Or
So if you're on a
headphones.
phone call.
Yeah. So it does have that one limitation. This other device I saw looked like it was solving that. I bet they figure that out in due time. But that when you've got it on a phone call, you've got to either be it. You don't have to be on speaker. You can be on speaker or just have it on the back of your phone while you're on that phone call. But you can't be on your AirPods.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that is a good point. There's a little toggle switch on this device, and if you toggle it, it literally will pick up a phone. If you have the handset to your head, it will pick up the conversation and it will record it, and it does a really, really good job. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
And you try to let people know you're recording.
Oh, absolutely. That's I think a given is that you'd like to announce that you're recording this conversation. And if you're in sales and you're not using this,
Oh my.
you're not doing yourself any favors, because it's a game changer in a sales environment.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of those sales calls recorded, immediately uploaded to the CRM, and you've got your notes for days and weeks and years.
Better than you could take.
Yeah.
They're definitely better than you can take. The other thing I like about this is that they've continuously updated the abilities of this thing. So, and that starts with those summary templates I talked about. There's 10 times the number of templates available today as there were when we started using them. And you as a user, you can create a new one. You can create your own custom. So I like the fact that they've updated it. They are recently they have added a feature where you can take two recordings and you can merge them into a single recording. And then I've noticed a little tagline here in the near future that they plan to integrate it where you can save it to OneDrive, Google Drive, a variety of apps that you can just, it'll take, summarize it, and send it straight to that folder. So,
which it does have the ability now to do that. If you're somewhat savvy with Zapier, you can set up your own Zapier to
Yeah,
take
you
the
did that,
recordings.
right?
Yeah. So depending on what you label it, it'll automatically dump it into a folder for you.
so this will just do it natively sometime here in the next, it says in 2025, it's coming. So
That's great.
real productivity multiplier right here.
Yeah.
So
Couldn't
Nice.
agree more. So what kind of use cases, Mitch, do you think? I mean, if you're a business owner out there and you're thinking about how you might use something like this, what do you think are some use cases?
Well, as Terry already mentioned, the sales side is critical, and then the other thing that I know Terry's spoken about a lot is just project knowledge or product knowledge. And so you want to train a bunch of employees on how to work within your ecosystem and your environment. If you just record yourself as you train them one time, then the next group that comes in, now they have a library that they can reference. And so it's amazing for setting up SOPs, and standard operating procedures.
And people have been able to do that forever. This is just a super simple way to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just can't document it as well as what you can record it. And you get multiple stakeholders in the room when you're going through a process, and everyone throws out their suggestions. The Plaud, even the autopilot, it's really good at sorting it out into these 7 comments from these 3 people all need to go into this category of the discussion, which is how to use this piece of equipment. And these comments were all related to safety, so we're going to put them down here in the safety section. And before you know it, you've got your SOP written in about 3 minutes after the discussion.
Wow.
I think punch list. If I'm a contractor in any industry that's remotely related to construction, just being able to do a walkthrough and a punch list, I can't imagine doing it any other way. And to get that instant summary that's an awesome use case.
Yeah. I think, I don't know how many students we have out there, college students or high school students, but I know that's like lectures is one of the options, one of the models you can select, right? But so, or even sitting at church, it's got an option to record that sermon and kind of be able to summarize that and take that and kind of study from it during the week or however you might use those kind of notes. So I think those are interesting ways to do it. That you may be at a business conference and just like feverishly trying to take notes on what the speaker's saying and, the panel and whatever. Well, just record it and you got it. You got it forever. You got a summary of it. And
I've recently taken it into my doctor appointment.
Yep.
And, he was talking about some therapy things that I could do for some elbow pain that I've had. And so I just took it in and recorded the whole conversation. And when we were finished, I don't have to worry about, did I hear that wrong? Did I miss the type of, whatever he was trying to give me to medication or whatever. So
2 times a day or 3, right?
Right.
I mean, and for me, like journaling, it just when you're trying to solve a complex problem, you can talk 7 times faster than what you can write, and you can talk 3 times faster than what you can type, and so you're able to get that much more information down that much quicker. And then to me, like when I'm writing, I'll lose my thought constantly because I'm basically having to like reset my brain as I'm working through it. Like, wow, I wanted to make sure I put something down, but I forgot what I was going to do because I got stuck typing or writing down the issue. But now it's all there, and you can search through the entire transcript. And before, if you have a meeting with people, you're limited to what everyone's notes were from the meeting. And so if 3 or 4 people took notes and they had these bullet points, well, it's like, well, what did we really say we were going to do? Because I don't understand it the way you wrote that note. And now you can just pull up the entire transcript and search through it if you want to.
That's awesome. It does have the ability, I noticed early on, that one of the features is during a conversation, you have the ability to go in and name the speakers. And so when you're trying to search through things later, that's really handy. So there are some manual things you need to do if you're going to get the maximum, capabilities out of the technology. Is you got to go in there and name the speakers. Now it does start to remember, and it will know. The 3 of us have interacted enough that when I do a recording, it knows Brad. It knows Mitch. But if you're in a new sales call, you're going to have to go in and name the participants.
Yeah, I mean, every time we talk about someone was just on vacation, it just assigns it to Terry.
Automatically puts it to Terry, yes. Well, Terry, what's something specific or more specific that you personally have used it for in some of your business interactions?
Sure. If there's a business owner out there, listen, I think this is like one of the best use cases. But use it to map your business process. And I'll give you an example of a lady that works in our office who's an accountant, and we were trying to document a process to be able to use or integrate AI into this process to speed it up. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever asked an employee to document their process, it's painful and it's intimidating for them. How do I even go about doing this? So what we did is I gave her my Plaud and I said, look, take your time, but I just want you to tell me everything you do from this point to this point. And I said, don't worry about it. If there are long pauses, we don't care. If you have to re-record it, I don't care. Just speak freely into it. And so she was able to, get that recording. I was able to take that recording, put it into a different software that takes the transcription and it maps the process. So we went from, yesterday at 5:00 thinking about this to today at noon, we have an entire process mapped out that we can send to our developer.
Yeah.
And he can start working on an AI solution that may solve that problem.
Lucidcharts, right?
It's Lucidcharts is what we used to map the process. And it's just to be able to take a developer and give them on paper, here's exactly what our process is. This is where I need help. Solves and speeds things up so much.
Yeah.
And for this accountant, it was very natural, and it was an easy way for her to not feel like she was being, interrogated about how are you doing this and why. Mm-hmm. She just was able to speak into it, and it was awesome.
Because in the past, you would have written a process and then shown it to her, and she would have been like, well, you've missed these 9 things.
Or she would have missed 9 things. That's what I've discovered is as you're talking into it, you tend to, maybe it's what you just described. It's just that you're introducing another process of having to type what you're doing. And so most of the time when you ask people to document a process, there are gaps. Mm-hmm. There's less likely to be a gap if you use this device, in my opinion. So
you've talked about maybe going as far as paying an employee to do it.
Yeah.
It's that critical to have them go through this process that, hey, business owners might think about like incentivizing people to go through this process.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I really do. You have a technician in an industry where you think HVAC, plumbing, I spent time in the electrical sign business. And so you take these guys that are really good at what they do, but they're not always the best at showing somebody else how to do it.
Yeah.
And if you're able to capture what's in between their ears and get it documented, then you can actually go do something with it.
Yeah.
And I think that would be an interesting, I wouldn't say that I've done that yet, but I love the idea.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's got that one employee like E-Myth, right? A lot of entrepreneurs that are early on or they're 10 years in and they just haven't scaled yet. They've got that one person that they really lean on a lot. And it's like, if they get hit by a bus, I'm in trouble. Mm-hmm. Give them a Plaud and have them start documenting what they do and how they solve the problem. Mm-hmm. That way, when something happens, you've got support. Or maybe you can start building a team around them to help make their life easier.
And I know we've teased this a little bit before, but we're working on a project where this kind of information that folks will be able to use in the future, and there'll be other ways to use it, but that you'll be able to kind of store this information and retrieve it quickly, just searching, whatever keywords, or if you're trying to just solve a solution or solve a problem and say, hey, how do I do this? And again, it's taking all of those conversations of recording and grabbing it and pulling it forward so that you've got best practices right there, just in a search for your company. Not for that industry, not for whatever. It's for your company. This is our best practice. This is the way we do it. And so,
By the way, I looked on mine the other day. I don't know why I had to do this, but I have in excess of 300 hours of recordings on my Plaud. So
300
I
hours?
thought y'all might, yeah.
Is that a humble brag? How do you find that?
That's incredible.
No, I hoped y'all would be impressed.
No, 300 hours. I mean, you get 300 minutes.
24 hours was in one day when I forgot to turn it off.
That's really impressive. Yes. Well,
Brad, what's your use case?
Yeah, I mean, again, kind of always go back to the real estate thing, but I mean, I'm talking to it when I go to a showing, and I've just got it right there on the back of my phone. I'm talking to the prospect, talking about the property, what they really need. And this is, I mean, any type of setting like this, I'm just grabbing as many notes and recordings of these type of conversations so that the next time I'm having a phone call with that same person and we're talking about building out the LOI, all that's just, I'm grabbing that those recorded conversations and meetings and dumping it in. In my case, I'm just dumping it into ChatGPT and helping it build out,
a profile for that
client. Yeah. And what they are looking for. And again, keeping track of all those conversations. As I'm getting a little bit older, I'm starting to forget things. And so, yeah. And so, I mean, it is the one thing I'm looking forward to in the future is that I can maybe retrieve some of this in more real time. Like that while we're having a meeting, it's recording it and I can kind of collaborate with it in real time, and I think that'll come something like that. But it's been so helpful to be able to dump this recorded information into, again, I like to use ChatGPT a lot. So record it or dump it into there, refer back to it, collaborate in there based on those conversations in those meetings. And so, again, using it on a regular basis in that way.
I did see one other thing, too, that's pretty cool. You can do what's called an enhanced transcription. And so if you're in a specific industry where you're going to do all of your Plaud recordings on real estate, you can turn that button on, select real estate as your preference, and it'll be more familiar with your terms and your nomenclature that you use.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I have to try that.
We're learning live.
I didn't just read that. I don't have it pulled up right now.
No, that's
really
cool.
It's really incredible though. If you want to, and I remember the first time we gave Rodney the shout out that after one of our meetings, he sent out. Did he send out or made a quiz out of it or something? But it was like he took the recording, sent the notes, and it was like, whoa. Who did that? How'd you come up with all that detail and that summary? If you want to really wow somebody, that's never kind of been exposed to that, this is a great tool to do so.
It's a party trick.
It is kind of a party
really
trick.
Is.
Well, it moves the needle for sure. We believe all, not just business owners, all really anybody. If you're in sales, for sure. If you're trying to just document processes, if you're a construction guy. Doing walkthroughs and punch lists. The list goes on and on and on. You need one of these. We've got a link to them in our show notes to where you can buy one or you can get it on Amazon. We've got it on our website as well. Check out our website, Weeks Ahead. .ai.
Not Weeks Ahead. .ai. Weeks Ahead. .ai.
But we've recorded this episode using my Plaud, so we'll download the summary of it in the show notes. You can kind of see how close it was to what we discussed today. We're also going to upload Terry's medical conversations and all that. No, we won't. We won't.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Well, this is an easy, cheap way. Really inexpensive compared to what you get out of it to use AI in a real way every day.
To date, outside of the LLMs themselves, Grok, ChatGPT, those will change your everyday life. But outside of that, this is the single biggest game changer in my exposure to AI as anything I've had.
Yeah.
So
it actually lands on its promise, which it solves a problem. It's good at transcription, and it's good at summarizing, and it's good at storing it.
Yep.
Well, guys, this has been good. We hope that everybody checks that out and finds that it's as beneficial as we have. We are looking for opportunities in our business to use it every day, and we're looking for opportunities to get into some new businesses. So if anybody listening out there has got some ideas that we need to hear about, maybe some businesses that are for sale, or that we can jump in there with you, alongside you, and help scale and improve profitability and margins through the use of AI or other operations experiences, we'd love to hear about those. Jump on our website and drop us a note there.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next week with another great episode of Weeks Ahead AI.